Good morning, everyone. Happy Farm Girl Friday. Last week, I spent with National Agri-Ability, and that is a lot of people who have physical difficulties, like me, that work on the farm. And Agri-Ability is an organization that helps people like us continue to farm. But while I was there last week, I really got to thinking about what I do every day to prepare, I guess, for my worst day. What that means is I take preparation the day before, get as much done as possible to prepare for the next day, just in case when my eyelids flip open that next day, I'm having a flare-up or it's just an awful painful day and the only thing that I'm going to get to do is the feeding that day. I want to use the least amount of steps and the least amount of energy to get stuff done that day. So when I got to thinking about that, the things that I do this winter are I go ahead and I know I got to feed hay every day. Here at this farm, we usually, like 3, 4. So I just go ahead and load that bale on there. And as you notice, I backed the tractor in. I know that seems trivial, guys. I know it does. But just being able to get in after I get done feeding grain, take off with that first bale, there's just so much less stress. The bulls are back with us, so we feed them a bucket of feed morning and night. So I go ahead and get that filled up. And then over here, we have our Ranger. And I use a Ranger with a cake feeder on it every single day to feed our heifers. So this is the cake feeder. It's gravity fed. And I go ahead and I make sure that this is filled up the day before. I also back this in. I'm a ghost. I also back it in. One, same reason as the tractor, so I can just get in and go, but also most of the time this barn is filled with hay. So it's April, beginning of April, and the barns doesn't have as much hay in it, so now we can actually pull it in all the way. But if you back it in, then if it happens to rain or storm and the wind is blowing, it won't get into the cake feeder, because since it's gravity fed, if it gets any kind of moisture, condensation in there, it has a hard time coming out at first. So that's another reason that I back it in. I know those are very simplistic things, but people with chronic pain, or if you guys have a arthritis flare-up, sometimes you just don't know when it's going to come on. So taking those steps ahead of time, just because of the overall fatigue that you have with those flare-ups, just taking those extra little steps, it not only helps you physically, but it's up here. The less steps that you got to take that day just makes it feel so much better. So I don't know. Hopefully that helps somebody or just gives you a little motivation to think ahead. So, all right. See you guys.